Are we Gucci? Oh man. Test, 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 test. Okay. A link for this thing. Whoops. I literally just woke up from like a massive nap, so I'm a little out of it. Give me like a second here. Let's post this in the Discord. Probably a shorter stream, y'all. Okay, cool. Definitely gonna be a shorter stream. Where's this? Where's the tab? Where'd I put my exo charts? Did I lose them? Oh, it's over here. I had like a surgery this morning, so yeah, I was not really here the whole morning looking at anything, and I slept half the afternoon. Now I'm like, I don't know if you can see this. I'm like literally bleeding through this thing. I'm bleeding through my goddamn shirt. So probably shouldn't be on my computer too long, right? Missed quite the move though. Like, we had planned to like close the short. We got candle closes like above this thing. Fucking woke up to some this mega like. God damn. God damn. If we round trip the unsignificant portion of the short. Like whatever. At the end of the day, we have like a bigger long running at this point. So we did like hedge it, but like a bit needless. Let's check up on these trades and whatnot. So I haven't seen anything. I don't even know what like the alts and whatnot are like looking like. I literally just woke up. How did the doctors go? I'm literally bleeding up my stomach. Look at this. I have like stitches right here. I'm just bleeding through them right now. I got like stitches on my arm, stitches on my leg, stitches on my stomach. I'm leaking right now. And I'm still on the grind, boy! Still on my fucking grind. Let's check up on these trades. Oh nice, got all 3 TPs hit on Soul. Oh, we're so close to the 3rd one on ETH. Okay, okay. Okay. What's the Bitcoin dying and doing? Okay. We're just kind of throw these on the screen to get caught up, I suppose. Is this switched? Yeah, cool. So these all are the Solana and ETH trades. We're pretty close to the 3rd one on ETH. 3rd TP. We got all 3 hit on Solana already, so kind of let the rest run for now. And for the Bitcoin thing. Basically most of it got round trip. Like we started with like a 20 Bitcoin long essentially yesterday and closed half of it. This was 120 yesterday. We did close some of that, but like most of the shorts like have been round tripped at this point. Kind of went from here to here. Not ideal. Would have been nice to be awake for this, but like whatever. Whatever. I was wondering why I didn't see you at the gym. I actually went to the gym, that's probably why. But the thing is, I only went there and all I did was, I just walked. I just walked on the treadmill, didn't do it, and then not even on like a fast speed. So I'm not sure if that's like why or not, but I went really early too. Like I went there at like 2 o'clock or so, or like 1:30 maybe. I'm gonna be out of commission. Yeah, in terms of like lifting, yeah, probably for like a week or two. But I'm definitely gonna go there and just like kind of walk and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here with this thing. I really was not expecting that. How's everything else looking? What did we miss today? God damn. Don't need that. Don't need this anymore. I'm sure it was round trip, nothing to both see red charge like that. Yeah, so I was saying yesterday, I was like, okay, in hindsight, maybe it was a mistake to not close out some of the short. Yeah, it definitely ended up being quite the mistake. Whatever, we're still in it for now, so we do start to head lower, like whatever, at least I don't have to worry about getting back into short. Definitely gonna be mindful of the long though. If we start to like lose this kind of zone, definitely gonna close out some of the long. Let's update our levels though. How's all this stuff looking? Yeah, 30p on ETH is up here. Don't need that, don't need that. Move this over here. Also, shut yesterday's juice box, right? Shut yesterday's juice box. So that's ended up being like a little bit of the move that we talked about, like the VWAP bounce and go. Definitely would have got a break even on that thing. Then we got the pullback right to the value area low. Show to the yellow lines. Well, show to like the short we were talking about up here. I think. Boom. Yeah, looks like we're doing like a failed auction, right? Kind of like right at the value area low in the higher time frame. Very strong move from the bulls, right? And the fact that these people all got saved. Let's kind of go look at the open interest. How's that all that stuff looking? Actually, now that I think about it, I had to have gone to the gym at like 3 or something, right? I don't even know. Whenever the stream came on, I went to the gym. When I got home, I was so out of it though. I was like, man, fuck this. Just went like straight to my couch. Passed out immediately. Market this stuff out. Remove that. Remove that. Remove that. Anyway, it was fucked up. I was getting like this like surgery done, and this guy like in theory is supposed to be like numb, like you can't feel anything. And like so like the whole thing starts off with the guy putting like freezing into the areas where they're gonna do the surgery, like the injections and whatnot. But the thing is, it took him so long to do some of the like the incisions that when he got to the certain one on my arm, like the stuff started to wear off. This guy's cutting into my arm, and like I didn't realize at first because the surface was like numb. But then when he got into my arm, I could feel it, and it was painful as fuck. I was like cutting like deep into my arm. I could feel. I was like, fuck. Like I was like, damn, you're yelled in that bitch. God damn. Basically got stabbed, right? Basically got stabbed. You feel the whole thing. Interesting. We almost got the reversal here, right? Like this kind of swing fail of all this garbage. And we ended up bouncing. Damn. Is that right? No, this can't be correct. What? Wait, what? Surely the open interest stream is like fucked up, right? How do I like on stream? Wait, even on stream it shows it too. What the fuck? Has to be a bug, right? Minus 2 billion in shorts on this one candle. Doesn't sound right. What's the math looking like on this? Yeah, the levels. Yeah, but this Bybit open interest data is definitely bugging out. Shows like 7 billion in shorts open randomly earlier today. It's definitely a bug. We'll just ignore that. Pretty strong sign though, quite a strong bounce. Like we were kind of talking about this, right? The whole idea that like, a lot of the sentiment data was talking about 95. So we were kind of talking about seeing a bounce like either 98 or lower, like 92, 91. If we can hold this back test, like so we got our answer. 98 and go kind of thing. And if we do hold it, I'm going to suspect a lot of people got like front run, right? We'll kind of check out the data in a second here, but curious to see what the spot market ended up doing. I'm just looking through stuff, trying to see like everything I missed. Give me a second. Trying to get all the data in my brain. This would have been what time? Interesting, Okay. What's going on here with this? I'm so curious if this is the same on my laptop. Or no, or no, or no. Okay, it's normal over here. Cool. I don't know why the web browser for Ectocharts has been so fucking buggy lately, but what are we looking at here? It seems like a pretty massive short squeeze, basically, right? Basically, what's going on here? Pretty big squeeze across the board. Okay, cool. Let's update our levels. We'll do it off the laptop because I'm not trusting this thing right now. Two. Boom, boom. Did we miss anything on the news? Get caught up on the news side of things. Israeli assassinates Iranian nuclear scientist. RIP. The ceasefire with Iran. Oh, they've agreed to a ceasefire. Okay, interesting. Interesting. This was 2 hours ago. Was that the? Makes sense. Anything else of particular importance? Also, what's the rate cut probability? Because I saw like another member of the Fed today came out and said they also think should be getting cut sooner. So that's like 2 members now that have like publicly come out and spoken out against their own decision. There's a 20% chance of over a 20% chance of a rate cut now in July. Interesting. Interesting. Probably keep monitoring that as time passes. The higher time frame liquidity looking. Big ass cluster above us. Just gonna mark that out. $106.596. So what ended up happening with hymns? Reading some interesting stuff in the morning before the market opened about that while I was waiting to see the doctor. Closed on lows, god damn. What a nuke, that's wild. Imagine waking up to some like long-term spa bag down 30 fucking percent. God damn. Why do we have two of them before? How do these alts do? I imagine some of these alts must have been sending. Couple SFPs that we've seen already. Interesting. Definitely made some short entries on some of these if they're going to end up going lower. Suspect we missed most. It seems like most stuff sent. Boom, 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 boom. So 4. Can't tell if this is bleeding anymore or not. Maybe I like step on it weird or something. I don't know. Yeah, I imagine this gets clean, right? And then we're gonna leave this like this. So back-to-back poor highs. And we have like this one too, right? So it's like really like 3 of them at this point. Definitely some cleaning needed in this area. But these are the primary suspects right now. Primary suspects. I mean, good job so far by the Bulls, right? If we can hold this back test. We talked about yesterday, like the kind of like that long opportunity in the juice box. And yeah, right, at that point we're definitely accepted back in value. I mean, quite the move already, to be honest. Quite the move already. That's making me a little suspicious, the fact that this is like all looks like a big short squeeze. So we'll see how that comes along. Because it could have just been like this, right? Like the kind of, this is like a mini baby short squeeze that we talked about the other day. It could be like just like a bigger version of that to end up with the same kind of price action lower. So we need to be mindful of that. So let's kind of move up our stops on these things a little bit. I'm just moving up the stops on these two things a little bit more on the lower time frames. Not too much though, because we're like ITP's hit, so for the most part. Don't gotta be too aggressive with the stop. Let's look at some of the options data too, yeah. See what's going on in the options world. Fuck. Any questions? Or nah? Always say you're nerding out a little bit. It's already been almost an hour, goddamn. Goddamn. I mean, this isn't gonna honestly matter much, not to be honest. It's gonna change so much tomorrow based on this news. What am I nerding out on? Probably nothing, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna be like I'm like in pain right now. I was gonna go take a bunch of Tylenol and go to bed. And then this guy was fucking me up today. My whole arm is it hasn't even been a day. My whole arm is like black and blue bruised. This guy was fucking me up. Tomorrow's the 24th. Seems like people are expecting this high to get clean tomorrow, but this was before the market closed, so see how that ends up tomorrow. I won't give that too much thought because that's gonna change a lot. What about down the road? What are people thinking? Higher? What day is a Friday? 27th? And currently people are pricing that we go higher towards the end of the week with like a floor at 5975. Something like that for the rest of the week. But we'll definitely see how that changes tomorrow. On over here. Damn, I've been waiting for this sucked. Fuck. I'm trying to decide if I should just close the whole short right now. Or at least like a decent chunk of it. Thing is, I'm probably gonna go to bed again pretty soon, so I don't want to be in a situation where like I close a bunch and we start just like heading lower and I'm not like positioned. So maybe I'll get some Tylenol. Fuck. Fuck. I mean, might as well do a juice box now, yeah? So yeah, I gotta go ice my arm too, so I can't even like... Probably shouldn't be here too long. Unfortunately. The early juice. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just in pain. I should probably not be sitting either. Rather not go to bed, but yeah. Sometimes have to be an adult instead of an addict. As much as it fucking sucks. I'm trying to make sure I don't like miss anything. I'm like so out of it right now. Like I feel like everything's like working half speed. Is there a realistic possibility that we'd retest this? I will say standing definitely feels better because having my arm rested on the chair was fucking hurting. And this is, I'm pretty sure this guy like cut part of my tricep. It was not supposed to. trying to think what I want to do with this short. Because it's so awkward, right? Like, ideal world, I was here to close it here, and I was like... If we start to close above this, I'm probably just gonna close the whole thing at that point. And we start to lose like this zone, I'm just gonna like keep it open and start to close the long. I think that's the best course of action. So I don't really give this too much thought right now, honestly. I think that's the best sequence. A bit awkward, like this is definitely a bit of a blunder. We'll say that. Definitely blundered this a little bit. Quite frustrating, to be honest. Things I had alarms going off here too, but like trading view alarms are so shit, right? It's just like one notification in your phone, and if you don't wake up for it, like that's it. So I normally set a bunch of them, and I had a bunch, but like I was out like a light. Anyways, no point dwelling on it now. It's already in the past. Boom, 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 boom. A lot of shorts are opening up here too. Kind of like setting up fuel for like another move. Haven't closed below 382 once yet. Anyways, we'll do a quick juice box and I'm probably just out of here. I'll watch this while I'm putting ice in my arm and stuff, but I don't think I'll... Maybe I'll like leave the stream on and check in every little bit, I don't know. Probably not the best idea. Can't even type. Well, ideally everyone's in this long, right? This is like a pretty... The pretty clear long we talked about yesterday. So ideally everyone juiced up on this thing. But now... Probably wait for like the retest of this kind of zone, right? Something in here. I could potentially clean these single prints and go. Some kind of bounce here, some kind of bounce here potentially. Maybe we come down to here. Oh, this would be a little bit more interesting. POC is where? 103.4 and the value low is 102.4. Yeah, so like definitely that's definitely like on the cards, right? Maybe we go like even deeper to attack this negative point of control. And if we come deeper than that, I don't know, right? Because at that point you're kind of like losing the whole failed auction. I mean, there's a world where they kind of bounce here still, but like that'd be looking pretty weak, right? If we retrace all the way back down to here, then we start getting pretty suspicious of this move at that point. So I don't know if I want to be seeing it go this low. So kind of like be mindful of all these, right? Potential because there's also gonna be like a bunch of divs are printing already. Like there already is a kid and bull divs, so that'll only be more true as we go lower, and this will start to print regular divs eventually too. Same with this guy. Same with the indexes. It is possible though, it is possible, right? Like a lot of times, like this is not with the cards at all either. You can do like a failed auction both directions, right? A lot of times it'll come lose the value really low, do one of these, then it'll come back up here and just do the exact same thing right back. So be mindful of that. Have to be mindful of that. Like yes, this is a strong move so far, but like could just be a gotcha, right? So I'm not seeing a whole lot of spot volume up here. Very little. So far at least. Did I open any shorts? No, I'm in the same one from up here still. So no. I also wasn't like trading today. I had like a surgery in the morning and then I slept like most of the afternoon. So like I missed like a lot of this action. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. So we'll just do the bullish retest of any of these bullish retest of like all these things we just kind of talked about, right? Like everything we just talked about. Hope the surgery went well. Yeah, I mean it's not some like major surgery. Like it's just like removing like lipomas, which are just kind of like little fat, like balls of like fat that have like accumulated together. It's become like it's like a hardened ball of fat tissue, I suppose. I don't know why. I think it's like some genetic thing. But I started getting them after the COVID vaccine. Just saying. Just saying. But anyways, yeah, it's not like a major surgery. Like I've had it before. Like they just do like a little micro incision, and then they take like the ball out and then stitch it, and it's like that's it. And then like you can't even notice. Like it heals pretty quick. But today they took like a fucking. I had one on my left arm, and the guy like couldn't get to it, so he was like digging into my arm through like the muscle, and it hurt like hell. Cause not only that, but he did it. I had a bunch. I did 4 of them. No, it was 6. It was 6 different spots, and they did my arm last. But the thing is, he freezes the injection sites at the same time when you first start. By the time I got to my arm, the freezing had worn off, so I could literally feel this guy stabbing me. He had to like sit there and like redo the freezing after I'm like crying out in pain being stabbed. And my arm is bruised as hell, and I'm bleeding. Look at this. I'm literally bleeding right now, like through my shirt. I don't know. Can you see it from this angle? Oh, we'll go further back. This should do it, right? Yeah, like you can see I'm like bleeding through my look at this undershirt. So it's okay. We keep grinding, grind till we die, literally. But yeah, not planning to stay too long, cause I have to go ice my arm. I just took a bunch of Tylenol though, which is actually starting to feel better, which is kind of nice. We are talking about potential shorts right now. Next potential shorts. Yeah, I'm a little out of it if you couldn't tell. I can like barely like speak coherently. I feel like an NPC. And along from above? That's a hard one. It's a hard one. Probably flipping this zone, right? Flipping this whole like area here. Like one of these like either like we click clean like these all these poor highs. Like flip this and go. Something to that effect. I'm trying to think of a world where you kind of would do it like up here. I don't know if that point I want to be taking it. Really depends how bullish you're feeling, right? If you really think we're gonna start to be blasting past all-time highs and whatnot, then yeah, you'd be a bit more inclined to chase it higher. Thing is, there's a world where you kind of just like range longer, right? Kind of just continue doing one of these things. So you kind of got to be a little bit careful with like chasing this kind of stuff. There's a world where you come up here, clean these highs, and you start coming back lower again. Especially given this like move up is on pretty low volume, I suspect. Yeah. Or we'll leave the first one we talked about, right? Kind of cleaning the poor highs and retesting. With this kind of thing. Maybe here, maybe even this. Something to that effect, right? You guys know the drill at this point. You know the drill. And potential short is the cleaning of this, right? First and foremost. What's the CBD looking like on the higher time frame? There's definitely gonna be like higher time frame bear divs on like the CBD. We go up there. So I'd definitely be looking out when we come up here if there's kind of like local bear divs forming, regular bear divs. If so, then yeah, it's probably gonna be like a pretty juicy spot people are gonna be looking to enter. Not be careful, right? Because we talked about this like earlier when we were talking about like this short squeeze and bears having to like lock this zone down, right? This was like the bear lockdown zone, or was this? A lot of shorts to squeeze up here, right? A lot of shorts to squeeze. So like potential freight train coming through the zone. So be a little careful with taking these shorts. And definitely look for like signs of like reversal of money flow. And some big top belonging. I'll also be watching the spot market, right? Ideally, you want to see the spot market whales dumping up here. In terms of getting in a short from the downside, it's a bit of a tricky one. The thing is, like, we're kind of like right, like this is like this volume node, right? So ideally, like this is kind of like the short zone. How's like the local volume looking? I'd probably say like losing this zone. Something in here, right? Like this is like a must hold for bulls, right? Like if we're gonna reclaim this value zone and have acceptance in here, it's like a must hold. So if you start to lose this, then like you're fully expecting a rotation down to the next values node at that point, right? And got pushed out, tried to come in and got rejected. At that point, we're definitely aiming lower, like in this kind of zone. Only problem with this one is it's a little... like very, very realistic world where we come down here and bounce, right? I'll say this, definitely will be watching this zone, but be extremely mindful of bouncing like down here. I kind of do this kind of thing. So obviously like manage your risk, stop loss, break even, etc. And then like if let's suppose that you do get stopped out here and then we start to go back up, then like look for like the reverse failed auction that we were talking about earlier, right? I could look to get back in this kind of zone. If there's like edge showing up for this. Yeah, probably the best way to play it. So we'll say kind of like the bearish retest of, we'll say like 103.5, 103k-ish range. Like obviously like different areas of interest here, and then like the value area low is like what's 102.4. This is 103.4. So like this whole kind of zone is like fair game, right? All, multiple VWAPs confluencing in here, multiple levels of interest, blah blah blah. It's like a pretty clear just like support level. It's been fighting for back and forth. And we'll say like if you get stopped out on that, look for the higher time frame at failed auction forming. Something to that effect. Yeah. I feel like I'm missing something obvious here, like, but whatever. Probably be mindful of what CME's up to, right? So how many longs got into this move and from where? That's the thing, there's not a lot of longs that open on this move up, right? It definitely seems like a big front run's going on. There's not a whole lot of longs got into this. And just a shit ton of shorts closing the whole way up. So far the needle's definitely moving towards like the 98 front run into back to like all-time highs. I was looking over here on this thing. Yeah, interesting. Anyways, we'll leave that. I'm gonna go chill. Get some rest. Sit there with a patch of ice in my arm. Sobbing like a little baby. Because I can't be at my computer. Fuck. Fuck. Do a quick chat shout out. Shout out to Oliver, shout out to Harris. Pretty short stream here. Would rather kind of hang out, chill, but probably the adult decision to just get some good rest. Not worry about this stuff too much. We'll be back at it again tomorrow though. Kind of usual time, probably longer. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'll have to be on at some point, even for a bit, just kind of do a quick catch up. And if we're feeling better, then we'll get back to like the full-on grind, right? Well, I'm out of here. I'm gonna call it a night for now. Yeah, I can't even think, right? I'm kind of getting no energy here. Can barely even say goodbye. So later.